It is the homemade broadcast, a special HM bonus edition of the program. My name is Will Kuntz. This is Anna Hummel here.
Hello. Good to be with you today.
Thank you. I'm still in Washington, D.C. I don't know if you can tell.
I can. That's cool.
Yeah.
It's like your Oval Office, it seems.
That's right. That's right. I'm hoping, I'm kind of camping here. Nobody knows that I'm here, but I'm hoping that maybe I can get some sort of podcasting job with the Pred. Trump pod is what I'm thinking.
In the West Wing.
Yeah. We'll see. So I wanted to hop on real quick because you actually asked me a question today that I thought was very interesting because it's really outside of your parameter and your interest, which was, let me get this right. I don't want to put words in your mouth, Anna, but you asked me, do you think the Chiefs-Bills game was rigged?
And that was unprompted. I don't believe we were talking about sports prior to then.
No, we were actually talking about radio and how much people suck in radio.
What was I saying? I was talking smack.
This job in Gainesville, I guess.
Oh yeah.
You were like, you should maybe reach back out, and I was like, I don't want to play gobsmack for 40 minutes. It's a rock station up in Gainesville part-time.
And then I was like, fuck them.
Yeah, that sucks. That sucks. Yeah. I mean, like, would I do it? Sure, maybe, but nah, I don't really want to. I'll take that as a sign. We thought it was filled and appears that the position's been reopened. But right after that, you go, is it rigged? Is the NFL rigged? I'm always, I'm kind of into the conspiracy of it a little bit. Like, I do enjoy not only conspiracy theories in the NFL, but just in general. It also turns people off when you say conspiracy, right? For a certain sect of people, that will kind of push them away from it.
Yeah, because I feel like the people who think that nothing is a conspiracy are just as, excuse my French, retarded as the people that think everything is a conspiracy. Like, they're the same people to think that everything is rigged or nothing is ever rigged. Everything is as it seems. So I put those two people in the same camps, and I just try to listen. You say that the Bills, Chief, and sports in general is outside of the parameter of my interest, and you are correct. But the caveat is this involves Taylor Swift. It's kind of in my sphere of interest. I'm not a Swiftie, but I'm also very intrigued with the not the life, but just the essence of celebrity and what it does to people. Like, being a celebrity to me is still like an insane thing, because it was really only reserved, if you think about it, for like politicians and kings up until the last 100 years or so. Like, was anyone a celebrity before, King Henry or the royal family? Only recently it's like, hey, there's this girl from Pennsylvania that sings mediocre songs on her guitar. Let's make her the most powerful person on the planet. That's wild to me. That's like a wild thing to experience. So the thought of like the ripples of this girl who just sings for a livelihood is now, through her partner, somehow rigging possibly the outcome of an NFL game is insane. But I understand why that would be the case, because now there's so many more eyes on the NFL, because preteen girls like myself are now interested in sports when they were never interested in sports before.
Yes, and I have a few links here pulled up. I'm going to share this tab instead. We'll just go to that. To your point, now, are you speculating that Taylor Swift herself is rigging, quote unquote, or is it? Yeah.
I'm suggesting that the powers that be know that there'll be more eyes on the game if she's there and if the Chiefs are in the big game.
Yeah, and this is from last year, September 2023, the Taylor Swift effect. The Chiefs ticket sales increase. Can't imagine that they were ever having problems selling tickets, just because they've been a really good franchise over the years, won Super Bowls and been to Super Bowls. But his merchandise, Kelsey's merchandise, went up in sales as well. And I know that the TV audience also went up, which is already huge, but you could always use more, and I think that is an interesting component to all this. I kind of want to break it down a
Mm,
little bit. Now, I think the first question is the NFL rigged? It's been a meme for a long time that the referee is the 13th man for the Kansas City Chiefs. It is interesting that it seems like every call that is a coin flip appears to go their way, at least, and the Chiefs end up coming on the upswing of that call.
mm.
That it ends up going in their favor. And last night there was the game with the Bills where there was a quarterback sneak. Josh Allen ran the ball, just needed like a few inches, and ended up. Well, the claim was that he made it over that line. I know Dave Portnoy has said he is boycotting the NFL, that it is rigged. He really went on a tirade against Roger Goodell. They have their history. He put $1 million on the Bills,
I
though.
saw that, yeah.
So obviously he had some kind of stakes in the game here. But let's look at, and I don't know if you actually saw the play, Anna,
I
in
did,
question.
and I would like to ask some questions about it once we view it.
Okay. And here it is. We got it pulled up on the screen here. I do. Hopefully I have the audio with it. And let's, where is it? USA Today. There it is.
The line judge on the far side, initially his spot was coming in about a foot inside the 40. Then the near side linesman came in and said he was short of it. They had two different marks. Let's see what they come with.
After review, the ruling in the field stands as called. It'll be first down Kansas City.
Wow. I mean, you got to give, that's so close. It's whatever the call was, I don't think you could overturn it. Kansas City came in with a plan. Nobody could stop this. Here's the line. Does the ball cross that definitively?
No.
So that's tough, right? They drew the line. Could you see?
Question.
Yep.
Now, I don't understand why football is so hard for me to learn.
Mhm.
I feel like I'm a relatively bright person, and I just feel like I can. You know what it is? Because there's so many yeah, but not in this case. There's a lot of those in football where I'm like, I thought this was the rule, and they go, well, yeah, but also they take a 2-minute break at the end of every half. I was like, well, I didn't know. I know this thing. There's a lot of exceptions, and then also I don't care, so it's hard to get things to stick. But anyways, my question is, okay, if you're holding, hey, where'd you go?
I'm here.
Okay, sorry, something came up on my screen. If I'm holding the ball, and I
Yeah.
cross that yellow line,
Uh-huh.
but then I get pushed back, and then the ball falls where it didn't cross the yellow line. What's that called? Does the ball just have to go over, or is it where the ball hits the ground that matters?
No, so it would be, there's an imaginary 3-dimensional line that comes up from that spot on the field. So if the ball crosses the line, it's my understanding that even if you get knocked back and it goes behind the line, that there's something called forward progress, that the ball met this point and at that point it went backwards, but it did cross that line. So it would be a first down at that point.
Mm.
Does that make sense?
Is the same true for a touchdown?
Yes. As long as the ball.
Crosses, but say he's holding it and then he gets I don't know, something happens and he rolls backwards.
Yeah,
It
but if
doesn't
let's
matter.
say he steps out of bounds, he's running on the sideline, steps out of bounds, his toe touches the white portion of the sideline, and then he reaches the ball out. That would be, that wouldn't count as a touchdown because he was out of bounds before he crossed the line.
Okay. But if
Does that
he's
make
in
sense?
bounds and the ball crosses the line,
Yes.
even if the ball falls on the other side of the line, it doesn't matter. It's crossed the line. It should be good to go.
Right.
Okay.
Right. As long as he's in bounds, you get your forward progress there. If it crosses that 2-dimensional line on the field, and that also there's an imaginary, line that comes up, was that vertically, I guess, you're in a 3D space, it would still cross the line. Now, USA Today is saying that the NFL needs to come to terms with just being in the 21st century. And you could put a chip in the football, a computer chip in the front of the football, or even, space. I don't know how they would do it, but it would tell you exactly in space where that ball is. And even if it's just a tip,
Just the
as
tip.
they say, that if it crosses that line or gets to that point on the field, that's a first down. Did that happen here? So they ruled it that it was short of that line.
Which
If they had-
then the ball goes to the other team because all the attempts are up.
That's right. So it was fourth down already. You only get 4 downs. So now it's a change of possession, and the ball would go to the Chiefs. Now they did call it that he was short of that line. The replay, it was really, I will say it was really hard to tell. But I mean, what are the chances that he didn't get there? It just
Who
seems like
has the ball? And
the
how can
quarterback.
I see the ball?
You can't, because it's in that skirmish there. They have a bunch of angles, but they had a really hard time seeing. Like Tony Romo said that it looked like to him that a third of that ball crossed that line, and it was kind of, you heard the wow from him after the play concluded, and the result was the change of possession that the ball went to the Chiefs there. So the question would be, and again, it's kind of like, well, these calls seem to end up in the Chiefs' favor. It seems difficult to get all of these referees. I don't know how many referees there are in the NFL off the top of my head, but many dozen at least, right? To cover all, because there's the main ref and there's the back judges. Like, there's a lot of moving pieces who are kind of people who are officiating this game. But is it totally crazy? Because they do a replay, right? And the replay goes to a place in New York called the Art McNally Game Day Center. And they're the ones who view the replays and tell the refs what's going on. Is it totally out of left field to say that, well, you don't have to get the refs on board necessarily, but you could get these few people that are in the Art McNally Game Day Central who are watching the game, if Roger Goodell were to say, in questionable calls like that, just give it to the Chiefs. We want the Chiefs to win for a multitude of reasons.
Wait, pause.
Yeah.
So I thought the refs make the call. I didn't know that they send it back to
New York.
Yeah, I didn't know that there was a whole board of people watching this.
Yeah.
So do the refs make any calls, or are they just kind of the messengers from the Game Day Central AMGC?
Well, they talk it over. So it says here, this is from the NFL operations website, that replay officials collaborate with senior officiating staff members in the Art McNally Game Day Central in New York and the game's referee to ensure a timely and accurate review. They oversee a team that includes a video operator, replay technicians, replay field communications, and a replay assistant. Replay officials have specific responsibilities on every play throughout the game. They must analyze the game situation before every play, verify the clock status, blah, blah, blah. Replay officials also assist for on-field officials as needed with game administration responsibilities, including rules and penalty application, and assisting the crew with the clock. Throughout the game, replay officials monitor all aspects of play in the case that there is a challenge that leads to a review. This includes being ready to select from the best available broadcast angles for potential consultation with AMGC, that's the center there, and the referee. So they
it's
talk
a
to each other.
collaborative.
It's a
Okay.
cooperative. So if it's really close and the official doesn't really know, I'm sure that they're going to kind of push the responsibility up to New York. Now, whoever's in the booth in New York might just be like, yeah, we want the Chiefs. Now, why would they want the Chiefs? And I think you kind of brought it up earlier. There is a connection with, obviously, sales of tickets, the league in general. I mean, the NFL is a very popular product already, but having Taylor Swift be on board and date Travis Kelce, the star tight end for the Chiefs, this brings in a potential whole new clientele. People who aren't watching games, who aren't interested in the NFL, are now because they're fans of Taylor Swift, right? To your point?
Yeah, I'm one of them, kind of. Unfortunately, I even said maybe twice during the last 6 minutes of the game because that's when I started tuning in. I said, I maybe went to the kitchen to get a little snack and said, "Let me know if T Swift is on so I can run back and see her." And I don't even know why. I think it's just because I know everyone will be talking about it tomorrow or today, I guess. But I just, yeah, I'm wrapped up in the fanfare, and I know that other people will care. And I'm also curious to see what the commentators say. Oh, there's Taylor Swift giving her mom Andrea a big hog, a big bear hug. Just it's stupid, but it's also it's also fun because it's stupid. So I get wrapped up in it, and I'm asking, is she on the field yet? Like,
Yeah.
you know what I mean? And so because me and the preteen girls have the same brain, they're probably asking their dads the same thing.
Mm-hmm.
So there would be an interest in having Travis Kelce and the Chiefs go to the Super Bowl because even more eyes
Right.
are going to be on the Super Bowl. And then you got to think about all the like merch. I mean, I've seen even grown women with jerseys that say like Taylor's boyfriend on the back.
Right.
It's sick,
It
but
is.
that's kind of why I like it.
It's a downside of capitalism, right? I'm obviously pro capitalism, but
Why is it the downside?
because potentially we're talking about favoritism towards a team for financial reasons, right?
Oh, okay. I thought you meant like people in wrapped in the fanfare, but you're talking
No.
about rigging of the game. Okay, yeah.
And I'm hesitant to say rigged. I think favoritism might be a better word because I don't think
I know what you're saying. You're saying in the event that it's a close call, it could change the outcome. But if it was too big to rig, then you can't do anything.
yeah.
Or because it was such a tight game. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, that's what it just kind of feels like to me, that there's just slight favoritism because of her presence with the Kelseys were kind of, and that there's like PR teams for the NFL too, just as it was. Obviously, Taylor Swift has her own PR, but it's to make kind of characters, right, of the league, because the Kelseys, even before her, these two brothers, Jason, what's his name? Jason, the other, I always call him his brother, his older brother, and Travis.
Jason and Travis.
Jason and Travis. Okay.
The
So
fact that I know that is a testament to the influence of Taylor Swift.
right.
And I was one of those people, I didn't know who the Kelseys were before Taylor Swift.
Yeah.
I didn't know. And I know that there was like this whole thing, and it was kind of funny. I think it was on like Instagram or TikTok, where girlfriends would say to their boyfriends, yeah, nobody knew who Travis Kelce was before Taylor Swift, and they just get irate because they've known who the Kelseys were for years.
Mhm.
But for a lot of women, especially who don't follow sports, and girls, like, we didn't know who the Kelseys were.
Yeah.
Irrelevant. They were irrelevant to me.
So it kind of creates this like, puzzle piece, because all of a sudden Taylor's inject. Now there were some people saying that their whole relationship is like a sham. I don't think that's the case. I think that Travis Kelce is a Super Bowl winning, Hall of Fame caliber, very popular player, handsome, good looking dude. From the stories that I've heard, he just kind of sent her a DM and she saw it and responded back, and they started talking that way. That's totally plausible that happens, because they are on, some of these football players just marry their high school sweethearts, like a Patrick Mahomes or something. But when you get to a certain level of fame, you kind of have to only date famous people because you're in that circle. There's just too much to lose otherwise. Like, you're in this weird cabal.
I think that's more the case for famous women and not famous men.
Probably that's
If
true.
the
Yeah.
famous man is
Although with Me Too,
nobody, but she's really hot,
yeah.
no one cares.
Mm-hmm.
No one cares.
Well,
That
with
perfectly
Me,
shakes out. She doesn't have to be a famous celebrity or a model. If she's hot and she wants to be like a homemaker, typically they are models just because they're unbelievably attractive. So it
Yeah,
makes sense that would be a career choice.
or
But
cheerleaders or something.
yeah, but for Taylor Swift, like she's not going to date a mechanic. You just
Yeah, she's not
can't.
Lana Del Rey. Do you know who Lana Del Rey is?
Lana Del Rey, yeah, I know.
Yeah, yeah. Well, you
She's
see who
dating a
her husband
mechanic
is.
or something.
Well, did you see who her husband is? She married some like not steamboat operator, like a what do you call those airboat from Louisiana in the bayou.
uh,
Her husband.
that's cool.
Yeah,
Yeah,
like
she's
that-
a C minus celebrity. She's not a list celebrity.
yeah, but she's weird because she's almost borderline. A lot of people. She has like a weird fan base that extends. It's a vast fan base too. But anyway, I don't want to get too off topic here because I want to talk about. I'm trying to make the connection here to why potentially there's favoritism towards the Chiefs. So what I was saying is that the Kelseys had a storyline many years ago because they were both Pro Bowl players, both very good players, and they played each other in the Super Bowl like 3 years ago. And it was the Eagles and Chiefs, which it will be again this year. And they got the mom involved. I'm sure there were meetings. They got the mother involved. Like, who are you?
Win that year?
What's that?
Did the Chiefs win that year?
I believe they did. Yeah. Pretty sure they did. So you know that there was like the mother, like who you gonna root for? Like she kind of became this celebrity, right? Because she had these two sons, and who do you love more, mom? And she
Yeah.
was very wholesome, and it was just kind of a good storyline for the NFL as well. Because not saying that it's fake, it's just something to add to the mystique, add to the thrill of it, right? Like there is some scripted things that happen in real events. And I think that probably when Travis hooked Taylor, that was another big thing. Cause like I said, it's just like more advertising dollars, more eyes on the product. You're just building your two black holes are just coming together to create this super massive black hole and the media that brings. Yeah.
Pause. Going back to Travis Kelce and Jason Kelsey's mother. And I
Yeah.
know we said this before, but it bears reminding. It is what's his name? Valanche.
Bruce Valanche is his
Yeah.
mom.
That is who that is. Bruce
Let me
Valanche is Mama Kelsey all day long.
let's get a photo so people can see here. Visit the page.
I'm not wrong.
No, you're not. She does kind of give those vibes off a little bit. Can I just see the photo? Thank you. Share this tab instead. Let me pull that up. This is Mama Kelsey here.
I think maybe we can get a real picture of it so people can kind of
Yeah.
see for themselves that I'm not crazy.
Yeah. Travis Kelsey's mom. Do you know her name by any chance?
No.
Donna.
Donna.
All right, here she is here. Here she is. Very nice. There she is.
Okay, that I'm not wrong. And she has worn like, thicker rimmed red glasses before. And I'm like, whoa,
Yeah.
that's Bruce Valanche. Yeah. Okay.
So like I said, the NFL had this storyline with her involved where who do you love more? Which son do you love more? Who do you want to win? And she wore the split jerseys that both said Chelsea. One was the Eagles, one was the Chiefs.
That's cool. Yeah.
Then Taylor comes in. Oh my God, now it's even better. Now, was that set up by PR firms, the relationship? I don't think so. I really don't think so. I don't go that far in the conspiracy.
Well, can I ask a question?
Yeah.
What advantage would that offer Taylor Swift? Like, is she
Well,
more fame? Like,
perhaps payment. I'm sure she would be.
or I mean, she's a billionaire.
But you never,
never rich enough, I guess. Yeah.
Sure. I mean, yeah, that's why I don't really see a big advantage for her. But I think that certainly there's an advantage for the NFL.
Oh,
to
most definitely.
market her.
Yeah.
And it got you more interested in the game. It got other people selling tickets. It's more eyes on the game, more advertising. Like it's a win-win all the way around. And the Kelseys kind of became even bigger stars because they also got pulled into her world because you didn't know who the Kelseys were.
I would
now
say
you know who they are.
You say bigger stars. I just say they became stars.
Right.
I didn't know. I don't think they were again. I don't follow sports, but I do know some athletes when they make headlines, and they just weren't in them at all, it seemed.
Yeah.
And then she came around, and then Taylor Swift came around, and now, I mean, the rub is so deep that, now I know what's her name? Is it, um, Kelsey? Not Kelsey. What's her first name? Jason's wife, Kylie Kelsey is, and she has a
Yes.
podcast.
Yes. So I want to bring
And their
it back
kids, and how
around.
many kids they have, and it's just, it goes deep. It goes
And
deep.
this is the final piece of the puzzle because the Kelseys became kind of more mainstream into people like Anna, who's like, who are the oh, I know that's Taylor's boyfriend. I know he is. Now whatever his name, Travis, I'm confused, is hosting like Amazon shows. He's got like a game show that he hosts. Like he's more of a mainstream star outside of the NFL world. Now you get into like, okay, these are media giants now. Like everybody knows who these people are. Let's capitalize, which brings us to this, which I thought was fascinating. Share this tab instead. And you brought it up. Kylie Kelsey podcast, not gonna lie, tops Apple and Spotify less than a week after release. How does that happen? So not only is it the lesser known brother's wife,
Yeah.
all of a sudden she's coming in at number one on the charts here. Something just doesn't make sense about that. And that makes me think that there's PR, that there's the great thing about the internet was that you could kind of escape the gatekeepers and kind of become a voice on your own. But then the algorithms are involved. I don't really understand how those work. And certainly somebody's pulling the strings to make her podcast at least more accessible to people where they're finding it showing up in their suggested page or showing up on their phone when they open their phone. Like there's something that people are
I
pushing.
don't think that's true. I don't know why. I like cannot believe that would be true. Like the math ain't mathin'. Like there's
Yeah.
no way that this is bigger than Rogan or Call Her Daddy or Shapiro, Tucker Carlson. It's just, even with the rub of Taylor Swift, I don't think that that's true. I mean, anybody can report it, and then you just go, you look it up and you go, oh, well, that's not the case at all.
Well, YouTube plays, or did somebody click play? That's what it means. Does it mean they watched the whole video? No, it just means they clicked it. Like it's really hard, even radio, like the Nielsen ratings, it's my understanding that isn't it just something, a device that's in their car and it says how long you were on this
The
station
PPM
for?
meter.
Yeah. I mean, it doesn't mean that you're actually listening to it or listening to the ads or anything. Like it's really, they don't even know. It's my understanding they don't even understand if advertising even works or not on people.
Yeah.
But they just do it because everybody else does it.
Correct. And it's one of those things where they just send out those meters to like 1,000 people and then just extrapolate from there.
Right.
I understand they're random, but like in the event that you just send them to, 600 men about the same age, like they're all going to be probably listening to similar stuff where maybe that's just not the case. If
Yeah.
that makes sense. Like, what are the moms listening to? Who knows? You know what I'm saying? So,
Yeah. But this doesn't make any, like you said, the math doesn't math here. I'm sorry. And no disrespect to her, but who are you? Like, I'm not trying to be a jerk, but like, you're the lesser known brother's wife and you have the top podcast in the world. Like, no, you don't. Like, somebody's obviously pulling on the strings there.
yeah,
So if
I
people
think
are,
you're right. I think there's a lot of like autoplay or right. So
Yeah.
like you just finished listening to Tucker Carlson or maybe Pat McAfee, and then just the next play is that, and before 3 seconds in, you're like, "What's this?" and you change it. It's considered a play.
Right. And I'm sure she does have, obviously the Kelseys have been forced down everybody's throat. So I'm sure that they have some play, like people are interested in them. Maybe they are checking her out, but certainly not to the degree where it's number one after your first show.
That's not true. That's just not happening.
So obviously, like I said, that means that somebody is pulling the strings on that thing to make that happen. And if somebody's pulling the strings there, is it bless you? Oh my goodness. Bless. Oh my goodness. If someone's pulling the strings for the lesser known brother's wife, what makes you think that maybe New York or the replay centers are not going, it would be better if Taylor Swift was at the Super Bowl for us.
No, I don't even think that's a question. My whole
So
thing is like, I feel like you kind of almost have to throw off the audience to make them think that it isn't totally rigged, even if it's not. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? Like, because it seemed so obvious from all the plays just kind of went in the Chiefs' favor. Like, I would think that they're gonna be like, people are on to us. Shouldn't we throw them off and like throw the Bills a bone just to show that we're not playing favorites? But I don't know. I don't know how these things work. I'm not in the sports world, but it just seemed the case. And also, to be fair, I am friends with quite a few Bills fans. So they are also posting like, this is outrageous. So in my feed, all I see is like, this is outrageous. And then with Dave Portnoy, the same thing. So it could be that I have a skewed perception of like everyone thinks this is rigged when it's only just a handful of people in my feed.
yeah. So I guess to answer your initial question, which is the was there shenanigans with the Chiefs game? Was it rigged? No. I don't think they knew the outcome beforehand. I don't think the referees are in it. I mean, it would just be tough. Like the thing about conspiracy, like the more people know, the harder it is to kind of keep it a secret. So I really doubt that the referees themselves are in on the, I don't even want to say, I don't think it's rigged. I think that there's favoritism though towards the Chiefs. So in a way, yes. I mean, it's semantics. I think the Chiefs have a little bit of favoritism just because of the money that's involved and the
T-switch factor. Well, let me ask you this. So with the referees, it would be a little bit harder for them to get away with anything because their faces are on the screen.
yeah.
I see they're like, this Marcus just made this call, whatever.
Mhm.
But with this CENTCOM
Yeah.
back in New York that are looking at the plays, I mean, are these just nameless, faceless? Oh, that's them? Or that's the
Well,
referees?
that's the thing. I don't. It looks like these are referees. The guy obviously is in the guys in the pinstripe suits here, the black and white zebra
Yeah.
costumes. Those are referees. Now, who's this guy in the middle? I don't know. Who's the guy on the far left there? I don't know. Is that part of the crew? I don't know. See, and they don't tell you who they are either in this article. I haven't seen any like names that have
Right.
been named in this article.
So you can't target people if you don't know who they are.
Right. So I think that, yeah, potentially there is some favoritism for the Chiefs, and it's probably in scenarios like the one yesterday where it was tough to tell.
Mm.
If it's tough to tell, give it to the Chiefs. I think that's what they say, because
Now,
it would be great to have Taylor Swift in New Orleans. And
let
it's
me
just,
ask you this.
uh-huh.
Be honest.
Mhm.
Are you more interested? I mean, you were always a sports guy, but like, are you more interested in, let's just say, the Chiefs now that Taylor Swift is in the mix? Just because it kind of adds more to talk about. It's not just sports, it's the ripples of this pops. She's really, I hate to say this, she's kind of mediocre. Like,
Mm,
her voice isn't incredible. She's
terrible.
quite a good songwriter. She's a terrible dancer. Terrible dancer. Awful. Not coordinated, very awkward, very giraffe gangly. God bless her. She's beautiful. But I would say she's marginally talented, but just her influence on things beyond her usual sphere of influence, teenage girls and pop music. Would you say that you are more interested in football now that she's here? Does she make things better? Don't lie.
So much like the people, whoever the powers that be, the Apple people who are controlling the podcast, the Spotify, whatever, for the other brother's wife's podcast, there are A&R people who find stars and make people stars. And I've heard Taylor sing without the backing vocals, and you're right. And I got a lot of pushback for that because I remember doing a video about that a long time ago. She has very passionate fan base. So that's what I'm saying. You got to be careful about what you say. But am I more interested in the game itself now that Taylor's around? No. I mean, I'm not a Chiefs fan. I liked that they were something new 10 years, but it's like when you just see somebody all the time, the same team, it's like the Patriots. The Patriots are always in the Super Bowl. Tom Brady. Oh, enough with Tom Brady. Yeah, he's the best, but enough.
He plays for your team, then you're very happy.
Oh, yeah, I loved him. Yeah, it's great. And he won a Super Bowl. He won a Super Bowl for my team.
You know what? I have a very vivid memory of you. And we were at your friend's house. This was 2021. I remember dear little Oscar, RIP, and who's a dog, not a person. And you were getting drunker and drunker. And I remember it was like towards the end of the game. And you have to remember, this is 2021. Tampa hadn't won a Super Bowl in like 20 years or something, close 18, something like that. And not only are they playing in the Super Bowl, they're playing in the Super Bowl in Tampa. Like, it was just kind of crazy. And then something happened towards the end of the game, and you don't show excitement like most men. You said this. You said, "This is just so appropriate. This is so appropriate." And then you just like walked off. And, that was you like jumping for joy, like screaming. That's what drunk Will was doing when he just said, like, God, you're like, this is so appropriate.
Yeah.
It was such a weird thing to say. Not like, fuck yeah, none of that. It was all like very measured. It was funny. So I have that memory.
Yeah. Yeah. And I mean, it was. I mean, he came here to Tampa, won a Super Bowl, did it in the home stadium, first team to ever do. Like, it was very appropriate. It was the best ever, getting it done, really showing that he is the best ever. But no, I don't really have an interest more in the Chiefs or even the game that she's there, but I know other people do. And I know that there's capital in that. And that's why I think it's not a crazy thing to say that the NFL doesn't show favoritism towards. I think that there's plenty of evidence that it not should, but for their interest, financial interest, to get more, eyes in the game and more, money. Yeah, that having her there is good for the NFL. And if there are those occasions where you don't really know, just give it to the Chiefs. It's just, if it's a call where you just don't know, make it in their favor. Now, is there some nerd that could go through and find every call and see what the percentage is of those close calls? There's got to be somebody on the internet that can do that. Like I said, it certainly seems
impact the outcome of the game.
Well, I mean, yeah, one call can certainly sway things.
I was asking if that's what you would want to find out. Like,
yeah.
It's how much of a percentage that call would have on the outcome of the game.
Yeah. I just think that it's not like written. Like, I don't think there's scripts. Like, that's a conspiracy. Scripts. That's it. That would just be, useless, where it's almost like a wrestling, type of thing, like a WWE scripted event. No,
I wouldn't say that. And when I said rigged, I meant more so like you were talking about, where when there's a call in question, listen, if they were losing by 20 points, if the Chiefs were losing by 20 points, it doesn't matter how many calls they get in the last 90 seconds of the game. It's not going to matter. But when it does, then people start asking.
Yeah. Yeah. And it's, it's a shame, because it would have been nice to see Buffalo get there. I don't really care. I mean, I'm not a Buffalo fan. I'm not a fan of any other team aside from the Bucs. So if the Bucs aren't there, I really don't care who plays. But just to see something new, see a new team win, would be nice, just as a kind of a fan of the game. But
2 points there. Number one, I'm a Buffalo Bills fan because my favorite football player played for that team. You know who he is.
O.J. Simpson.
Correct. And number two, don't you kind of want to see a three-peat? Isn't that kind of exciting? Because that's never been done before.
Well, it has been done before. I think the Patriots have done it. I'm pretty sure, and I think
3 consecutive wins.
Yeah, the Steelers might have done it too.
Okay, never mind then. Sorry, I thought this was
But it is rare. It's very
Yeah,
rare.
yeah, I understand it's rare. I just thought it had never been accomplished before.
I'm
But
pretty sure it has. I'm pretty sure. Maybe I'm wrong though.
I don't know.
But do I want to see that? I mean, no. I don't know. Sure. Like I feel like I have to root for the Chiefs now because Philadelphia Eagles,
So
mostly their fans are garbage.
awful.
Not a fan. Not a fan of their fans. There was the guy that called the poor nice little Green Bay the nicest fans, the Green Bay Packers went into the
Oh, I
Philadelphia
saw
stadium and some DEI, the head of DEI at some
that
company,
guy was DEI.
yeah, called her a cunt.
Was it
And he
cunt
was
or was he like, "You're an ugly bitch" or
no,
"stupid"?
I think he called her a C word. He
Okay,
went
you need to
full
send me
C.
that one because I saw the other one and she was just like, "I don't care." She was, like, pretty cool about it. At least
Yeah.
the one that I saw.
Yeah, he was not nice. And that's
Very
the head of
weird.
DEI, diversity, equity, and inclusion of some company who I believe was terminated from that role.
Yeah,
But yeah, so I guess I'm rooting for the Chiefs in that sense. I don't really have an interest in the game. It's not even a team that I'm semi warm to. It's just two teams that I'm tired of the Chiefs, and I don't like the Eagles. So whatever. I'm still
yeah,
gonna watch it, of course, but I don't care.
got it. Now, maybe I'm built different. I know most people like an underdog story. I don't. I don't. Like David and Goliath, like, I want Goliath to win every time. I don't know why. Just, like, I like dominance. I don't know what it is.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe I don't like big shakeups.
Yeah.
I don't know, but I just like it. I think I just want these, like, legacy characters, like, I don't really watch football, but, like Khabib, I can't even pretend to say that I can say his last name, but the MMA fighter from Dagestan, one
Yeah.
of the
What are you
many.
talking about?
Yeah,
Uh-huh.
he was, like, 29-0. Like, had
Right.
he lost that last fight, that would've been terrible.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I just like winners to just keep winning, because then that's how you get records. You get the Tom Brady's who win, like, 7 Super Bowls. Although it seems like Patrick Mahomes might be on his way. He's on his way to possibly a 3rd, right? Or
He
more.
might even have more than that. Let's find out. We
Maybe
have
it no,
to
I think it's more. I think this could be his 4th. I don't know.
Mm.
And he's, like, young. He's, like, 28 or something.
Yeah, he certainly seems like the heir apparent to that. Super Bowls have the Chiefs won 4. How many Super Bowls has Mahomes won? 3. Okay, so this would be his 4th,
This
and this
would
would
be his
be a three-peat. He won in 2020, 2023, last year, 2024, and going for it again on 2025.
Wow. And he's like 28 or something.
Yeah, he's young. He's 29. So
29.
he's pretty young. He's got plenty of time left. He would tie Joe Montana and Terry Bradshaw for Super Bowls already and would only trail Tom Brady at 7. So he's still got 3 more to go after.
Is it
Uh,
more impressive though if you're like the quarterback versus like another position, because you're the leader of the team, you
oh
know?
yeah. Yeah. Yeah, for sure. Yeah, I mean, like, there's probably defensive guys that have won many Super Bowls or linemen or something, but
Sure, and they're
doesn't.
helpful, but
Yeah. I mean, the quarterback is the star of the show for sure.
yeah,
Or
okay.
top billing, yeah, and the storylines. But anyway, so yes, is it rigged? No. Is there favoritism? I think the answer is yes. But leave your comment below. Let me know. Am I completely off base? I'm sure people will be making fun of how I spoke about football. I'm not the most knowledgeable person.
Fair to
But
me, you seem pretty well
yeah,
versed.
yeah. And looking forward to speaking with everybody on Wednesday. We're popping on doing these from time to time. We'll be here when we can. And this was a good topic. So I'm glad we were able to make it work today, Anna. Thank you so much for stopping by and talking about this with me. And give it a thumbs up. Give it, you know, tell people about it. Because we don't have the Kelsey bump here. We don't have the wife bump. So we need all the help that we can get. So give the thumbs up, leave comments. HMBradio.substack.com. That's a good way to support. And we have E-Rock. We have Eric Nagel on Wednesday, right?
Well, cautiously optimistic, yes, we do.
Yes. Okay, great.
It's in the book. It's scheduled, but again, anything could happen.
Yeah.
But yeah, we should have Eric on this Wednesday.
Cool. Well, Anna, I'll speak to you then, and maybe I don't know. Who knows? You just never know when we're gonna pop by. So hit the bell and subscribe, and yeah, we'll talk to you soon.
All right.
See you, Anna.
Bye.